Hi, my name's Tommy Unger, and I work at Qumulo as a data scientist. And I wanted to talk today about our prefetcher and how to tailor your workloads to leverage its power. And about a year ago, I posted about our prefetcher and how it works. I think the gist of it is that we predictively pull data from HDDs and SSDs, hard disk drives and solid state drives, into memory before you ask for it. And what that means is you get really low latency and really high throughput when you're asking Qumulo about data and when you're reading a file off of Qumulo. And there's a few different ways to get the most out of the prefetcher. And we talk about some of these things, but I wanted to just highlight it with some real workloads on a cluster. And so over here, I've got a 4-node QC24. And a few minutes ago, I ran a couple of read workloads. And this first workload was about 150, 160 megabytes a second of read throughput. And it was reading random files at random offsets, very kind of discordant reads. This second workload was reading files randomly but in order, but they're only 1 megabyte files. And so what you really want to get is read each file and let Qumulo predict which file is going to be read. And that leads to the highest throughput. And I wanted to just show how high that throughput can go compared to these other two workloads. So we're going to kick off our read workload. And now we're reading files in order. And we're reading within the file in order. So the file names, we're going through file 0, file 1, file 2, and then we're reading all the bytes in each 1 megabyte file. And you see we're jumping up to 420 megabytes a second. We're getting over 2 times the throughput of those random reads and those sequential in file, but out of file name order reads. So the moral of the story is name your files in order or read them in order, and you're going to get the most single stream throughput out of Qumulo. And what's even more cool to see, we recently launched latency on the dashboard, and you can see that these reads are happening at 0.04 millisecond latency or 40 microsecond latency per read operation. You can actually see how that's lower latency than our other two out of order reads. So if you help Qumulo, Qumulo will help you read exceptionally fast. And I wanted to show one last thing, just in case you weren't quite clear how to name your files or how we can read. I'm going to just show the names of these files. You can see frame 001, 0002, et cetera, et cetera. You read them in that order, you're going to get that best throughput. But you can also read them in directory entry order, which find does and operating systems will do. And if we show that order, you can see it looks kind of random, but to operating systems and to Qumulo, we're going to get those in order, and we're going to read it exceptionally fast. That means things like tar are going to be fast, and reading lots of files across lots of directories is going to be fast, and you're going to get great low latency and high throughput when you're reading from Qumulo. And that's it for talking about the prefetcher, and hopefully you can get a little more out of your workloads, or maybe even a lot more. And thanks for your time.